Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street, online at doubleeagle.golf.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in, Raff's Good Take on Sports. Harrison R. still on the ones and twos. You guys welcome to join in 402-464-5685. We got Chris Raff streaming in from Alabama here on February 18th on a pretty decent Wednesday. I was forgetting my days of the week there. Not too cold. I think we're back to the cold weather starting tomorrow. That is my official weather report that I like to start off with, intentionally, unintentionally, just about every show. Chris Raff, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I just had a moment, and I don't know if you've ever thought about this before, or the listeners have ever thought about this before, but you see all these new stadiums coming up. The one down here in Nashville going to be pretty big. Northwestern building a new stadium. The Broncos going to be building a new stadium.
Chicago Bears eventually, when they figure out what's
Bears, when they build their stadium in Iowa or Indiana or wherever they decide to move. It's a joke, Harrison. I saw that look. It was just a joke.
I didn't laugh.
I don't
think it was a very good joke.
But anyways, have you ever thought? I don't know why this has never crossed my mind until right now, but the stadium gets completely built. All right, it's time to put the chair backs in. Have you ever thought about the people or the person that has to do that? Each chair back comes in a separate box. You have to open up the box, put the chair in, screw the chair into the cement or wherever the holder are. I mean, I just saw the video from Northwestern's new stadium, and they just started like, oh, time to put the chairs in. And I see this guy with the chair box. He opens it up, pulls out the chair back, has his little drill, and having to do that. I think that stadium's going to hold like 40,000 or something. Having to do that 40,000 times.
I would hope they come like on a pallet. You don't have to unbox every single one, right? Because you're buying in bulk. So put it on a pallet so I don't have to unbox every one, and give me a pallet with the parts, a pallet with the chairs, and a pallet with, man, if they're really unboxing every one, does it get a manual for every chair he screws in? Because that's 40,000 manuals of waste of paper right there too.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Well, I never crossed my mind until just now. I saw the video from the Northwestern website, and they have each chair's in a separate box. And I saw them putting it in, and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, how many people do you get to do that? And then I'm not even sure. I would assume Buffalo's new stadium and Tennessee's new stadium, that both of them probably every seat in the stadium probably has chair backs, and it's like 65,000 times. All right, what are you going to do? Well, we're putting in chairs today. I mean, oh my goodness. I just thinking about that, my mind is completely blown right now, just thinking just how tedious that would be. I
My
mean,
back hurts thinking about it. That's a lot of bending down onto the ground and putting all four in there, and then you got to be precise too. Like you can't try to rush it. Although you probably get pretty good by the time you're on chair 10,000 of doing it efficiently, but yikes.
I think there used to be people, and I think they still do this, but they do like the challenge where they take the challenge to sit in every seat in the stadium. So they start in row one, sit in the seat, stand up, sit in the one next to it, sit in the one next to it, and they do it for like all 80,000 chairs. Now this is all like, it's only like, 40, 45,000 in Northwestern, but having to not just sit in each one of them, but to screw each one of them in and make sure each one works properly. Oh my goodness. I'm completely I'm frazzled right now. That's a job I never want in my entire life. I do not want to be a chair putter inner for new football stadiums and basketball stadiums.
Hey, we can call them chair installers. Make it sound a little bit more professional than the chair putter upper, but I'll tell you what, because they definitely don't just hire chair installer specialists. That's, the maintenance crew, when they hear that new stadium, they're like, damn, we're going to have chairs, aren't we?
There was a reason in, the original Memorial Stadium why there were planks. I mean, you just bring in some planks and set them down and call it good. But now, Memorial Stadium, I haven't seen it empty for a while, but I know there's a lot of chairbacks in the West. I think the West Stadium is pretty much all chairbacks for the most part. I'm not sure how that is. If it's still planks, somebody text in. How's the chairbacks looking? Or is it still planks throughout the entire stadium?
That's a nightmare. I've never really fully thought about that, but the part that concerns me the most is you're telling me every single one is boxed.
Yeah.
That's so much waste. Like that's so much extra cardboard. That is an unreal amount of unboxed. Your hands would be bleeding. They'd be so dry from dealing with that cardboard all day. You'd have to wear gloves, but
I used to always dread back in the old days. Well, I'm sure they still do it when they'd sell the chairbacks for games, and for $5 you buy your chairback and take it up, and have to be that person at the end of the game that's like, all right, let's go pick them all up now. And there's like 25,000 chairbacks all over the stadium having to pick up and put away. I dreaded that job. And then tonight I saw Northwestern Stadium and I was like, oh no. But then you think about it, you're like, they can't really bring them in all put together because you have to get them individually set up. Sometimes the stadium gets narrower, so you can't have like 20 seats all the way across. Sometimes it goes down to 16. Stadium putting together is not as easy as what it sounds sometimes.
No, the chair part's a nightmare. And I'll be honest, I never thought about that part of it. Having to do that job, that's got to be the worst job out there. I mean, I don't know how long it takes, how big of a crew, but I mean, you're going to end up, no matter where you're at, how big the crew is, you're going to be probably putting in over 1,000 chairs yourself.
Oh, that's
you probably got a chair quota to stay on time of working overtime, just doing the same thing for 8-10 hours a day. Yeah, that's a nightmare situation. I've never thought about it, Raff.
Yep.
Now that I'm hearing about it for the first time, sounds like a nightmare. Sounds like a lot of waste on top of it, having every single one individually boxed.
Yeah, it was crazy. I saw that. I was just like, oh my goodness. And then I was like, and they were up in like not really much of an upper level at that new stadium, but they were up towards the top. And I was like, if they're putting the chairbacks in there, they're putting them all the way. I assume the whole entire stadium's chairbacks because that's like the new wave, I believe. Yeah. Invesco and Power Field at Mile High. I know they're all chairbacks. I'm Cowboy Stadium, Jerry World. I mean, that's 80,000 seats. It's all chairbacks. So, so there's a chairback installer engineer out there that's they made a career of it. I don't know what, when you come into a game after you put them all in and go, hey, just want to let y'all know, I installed all the chairs here.
I hope he gets a big bonus at the end, whoever's doing it, because That's a daunting job. And yeah, I would wear that badge of honor. Tell you what, though, I got into the wrong business. What a good idea. Just be the chair guy.
Yeah, it's good
That's so much
business.
money. And that's all you do is have chairs for stadiums. And then they install them and they need 40 to 50 to 10,000 at a time. And you're the chair company. What a lucrative game.
Yeah, that's craziness. That is craziness. Well, okay, now I guess we can move on since we've got that little topic out of the way. Just I saw it right before we came on the radio, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness, I've got to tell Harrison about this. It's insane."
Well, also on a quick side note, just because I did find it interesting, Creighton basketball beat UConn today. Number 5 UConn, 91-84, big time upset. That hands UConn only its 3rd loss of the season, which really helps our case out. So
power ranking.
Yep, not a Creighton fan, but I'll take that one. Good job, Creighton, taking down number UConn and what was probably likely to be the biggest upset that happened today.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Like, here comes Creighton, but I don't know. It might be a little too late for them. Sitting at 14-13, they're gonna have to make a run. I think in the what tournament? Big East. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking ACC, but yeah, in the Big East. So they're gonna have to win some games there. But this could be a tide turner for them. When you get that big victory over the number 5 team in the country. So we'll see what happens there. But like you said, the more wins they get, it helps Nebraska's cause. So that's a good thing for our KenPom ranking.
No, big time for the KenPom ranking. So that one, and then there's a lot of upsets yesterday. So as bad as maybe Nebraska basketball fans felt with the Iowa game, which don't get me wrong, I was in the dumps too a little bit. We weren't the only ones that kind of lost in epic proportions. There was some major upset. Yesterday was just upset Tuesday. There were so many upsets across the board there. I know we dropped down a little bit in the bracketology. People are looking at us like a 4 seed now. It's not March yet. We still have basketball to play.
You know what? I was thinking about this today too. Last night, this morning, it's Nebraska's heard a lot about, they weren't tough enough. Iowa was tougher. They were more grittier. And this might not be the worst loss. I understand for getting the triple bye and stuff, it hurts that cause. But from another factor, I think when you're a team and you start to hear like, well, you're not the tougher team. And this is kind of what Nebraska kind of made its money on, was being the grittier, guttier, the tougher team, the mentally tougher team. And I think now that they're hearing this, I think this isn't the worst of losses. I think this is something that could really, put a chip on Nebraska's shoulder. I mean, I'm just sitting back counting the days until Nebraska gets another shot at Iowa, to be honest with you. And so I would think if you're a player there, I think that might just light a fire even more than what, a lot of people. I mean, face it, what are we, like 2-4 in our last 6 games? Haven't really played the best basketball. This might be one of those page turner games for Nebraska to be like, hey, we need to find that fire again and bring the gritty and the gutty to the other team. So now as the days went on, I took this loss as kind of like that bad taste in my mouth. It's like, hey, let's use this as fire. Let's use this as, I want Iowa to come back to Lincoln. I want that game because that's where Nebraska can, totally, exercise their demons, not just for the basketball team, but exercise the demons for the entire state, because, there's a lot of chirping coming from Iowa. And it's like, you have that opportunity to basically shush them up. And so I'm excited for, what is that, March 6th, I believe. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Come on, Iowa. Come on back.
Yeah, it didn't even take you days, Raff. It hasn't been 24 hours yet. It took you less than 24 hours to decide. I want Iowa back sooner than later, and I agree with you. I'm not going to say this team lost its edge, because you look at the schedule they had, the 4 losses that they currently have, they're good teams. Even Iowa. I don't respect them necessarily for what they did yesterday, but they won the game. Fair enough. This is enough, though, that it stings to kind of get you locked back into it. And the treatment that they got, that was ultimate. Hey, we're going to throw a parade. We're going to give you the bird while we're throwing the parade, and we're going to storm the court. There was so much going on in that game, just gloating over the win versus Nebraska. And if that sits okay with you, and there's something wrong with your spine. Like, you got to stand up for yourself, because that is, ultimate disrespect. But hey, Iowa won the game, but now it's in your hands to go get them back.
I was thinking about this today also. The Price Sanford and all the stuff that transpired there last night with him, going back to Iowa. Now we're in the day and age of where there's a lot of transfers. We see it, every year. People are transferring to new schools and stuff like that. Putting this shoe on the other foot, if it would have been, say, Rink Mast decided after he sat out a year to go to Iowa, how would Rink Mast have been treated coming back to Nebraska?
I think he'd get booed, unfortunately. Maybe not. I'm basing this off of Chucky Hepburn, and maybe it's different because he actually did commit to the university.
Yeah.
I would maybe think boos, but I'll tell you right now, there's going to be no Rink Mast going on in the arena. There wouldn't be that level of animosity. It's also kind of incredible how much Iowa dislikes Nebraska with transfers. Like, it's today to keep a rivalry alive with players in and out the door all the time. This Iowa one stays so real all the time, and the joy that they get out of it is clear. I don't know if they came to here. Like, maybe Rink Mast gets booed. Maybe he just doesn't get booed at all, because people will be really grateful and maybe understand with the injury and all that stuff. But I would be hard pressed to think it's anywhere close to the disrespect that we were getting on the road.
Well, I was trying to think back to, players that have left. And the only one that really came to my mind that came back and played at Memorial Stadium was Ernest Hausman. And I don't think there was ever really any talk about that game. He came in, played, Michigan wins, and they leave. But I don't remember it being like, just a beehive of, oh, we're going to let Ernest Hausman have it. He should have never left Nebraska. So just the way it transpired last night, just in this modern day and age of college sports, just the way everybody's leaving, because eventually it's going to play out again for Nebraska, where somebody of circumstance is going to transfer and come back and play at PBA, at Memorial Stadium. I look at last night and just the way that was handled by their crowd. I mean, honestly, it was classless. I mean, Iowa fans can be there. Oh, you're just a Nebraska fan and stuff like that. But it was just like, it's the way college sports is now. You're not set on your team. We always talk about all the time. Like, we've had, Adrian Martinez, and we've had all these players that Wandale Robinson and stuff like that. Well, watching the game last night, to me, it's like here, Price, he put 2 years in at Iowa, 3 years.
I think it's 2 or maybe 3. I might be missing one. I'll double check.
And his older brother played there, Peyton, I believe. It's like, how is the way they treated him last night? It's like, we always talk look at Adrian Martinez, for instance. He left, went and played at Kansas State. Still comes up to Lincoln. I think he even worked for the athletic director. He spent a semester before he was getting ready for the UFL, working here in Lincoln and stuff like that. It's like, I don't think, can Price, go back after the season to Iowa? I think that the bridges were kind of burnt there for not just for him, but I think for the family. I mean, if you're the mom and the dad and you're sitting there, like, you had one son play his entire career there, another one that's, given 2 or 3 years there. And it's just like last night, I get the booing. Like, he's coming back, razz him a little bit, but just the constant, what it was, I just felt very I don't know, very unprofessional. I feel like if Adrian Martinez would have came back with Kansas State and played at Nebraska, he would have heard a smattering of boos, I'm sure, but I just don't think it would have went to that extent.
Yeah, I think classless is a fair term. Listen, Nebraska's had its bad moments too. Like when we had a fan in our student section throwing, drinks at Purdue's bench, but at least that wasn't the crowd in unison acting classless. Yeah. That was a knucklehead acting like a classless fool, and a couple of them, and they got reprimanded. So shout out to the university for getting that figured out there. But for Iowa, what surprised me, to your point, Raff, it wasn't just like, some people, they're kind of being nasty about it. It's like the whole place agreed, like, hey, let's just be the worst. Let's just slam on this kid all game long. And I know his brother did great things for us, and he was probably one of our most iconic players that we've had in a while and really carried our team for 3 seasons there. But let's just act like none of that ever happened and just destroy this guy's brother every single chance we get. And let's do it in unison. That's what kind of jarred me. I wasn't expecting the full-on collaborative boos. Yeah, the excessiveness of it is kind of what blew me away.
Well, and also too, if it would have been if Fran McCaffrey was still the coach there and he left the team, fully assembled and they were going to make a run for the tournament this year, and then he left, maybe a little bit more mean, but being the circumstances to where he left, where it was a new coaching staff and
he was also on the bench. It's not like he was their star player. Like, it was one of their bench guys. That's the other part that was like, geez.
It's so weird. It's so weird. And we talked about our fans and the people that threw the beer, the cups or whatever it was, and how they've been suspended. And it sounds like they have like a suspension too, to where they can't purchase tickets. It sounded like almost like lifetime, but kind of. So it's like, what about the guy that approached Fred? Is Iowa going to do the same with him, and suspend him and take away? Because I'm sorry, I get people are like, well, Fred, kind of pushed him or whatever. But in today's world of sports and stuff like that, and people jumping out, not knowing what they have and stuff like that, I salute Fred for what he did, because there's no reason why he should have even been close in that vicinity in the line, coming through like that. It was just like, I don't know. That's one of them. I think if you're Iowa, you've got to look at, suspending him or taking away his tickets, because he's in the wrong. I get rushing the court. And I'll be honest with you, I participated in a few court stormings in my time at Nebraska. And there was not one time when we were storming the court saying, hey, I'm going up to Roy Williams and gonna, it was just get to the middle of the court, jump up and down, do your thing, stand behind Dick Vitale while he's interviewing Danny Nee, and call it good. But it's like, how it transpired there with Coach Hoiberg and that fan, and then putting something up in his face, and people are like, well, it was just a cell phone. Well, in the heat of the moment, I mean, you don't know, somebody's putting something up in your face. You have no clue what it is. And your defense, you're on high alert defense. Like Nick Big Swim Sainer, posted the video of Price getting off the court and how the team and the security surrounded him to get him off the court. It's like, you really didn't know what was going to happen last night. Just for the fact that, I mean, honestly, I felt like the security kind of lost control there at the end of the game there, just with the keeping the fans away from the players shaking hands. I get the court storm. I totally, they deserve it. They beat top 10 team in the country, go nuts, but stay away from the players, stay away from the opposing team's coach.
Yeah, there's like, I don't want to be the guy that says we can't do court storming, because I think court storming's fine, but it's like when you have situations like that,
yeah.
So that's when these schools are going to say we can't have this, and that's when they're going to have a legit argument. Because to your point, Raff, also the security guard, the guy who brought the phone right up to Hoiberg's face, the security guy just kind of like moved aside and let him through. What are you doing? The guy's like got his phone out recording, and he's like straight beaming it towards the line, and so that was a failure right there. Which I get, it's a tough thing to do. You got a lot of people just all of a sudden rushing down, but when you have fans storm the court, it's great. Go celebrate with the team. That's awesome. Don't storm the court to go heckle the opposing team that they're trying to get off, because it wasn't just Fred Hoiberg who got a phone right in his face. And I know PR will say that's not the wrong move. I'm in the same boat, Raff. Like, if someone puts a phone right up in my grill, I'm slapping that away. Like, get out of my face. Like, I don't have to deal with you. I'm not going to put up with it. And like I said, there's a PR answer to it. Fair enough. I totally agree with Hoiberg.
I will say this. Come March 6th, when Nebraska and Iowa meet up again, I believe it is March 6th. I feel like it's ingrained into my head.
Yeah, it is.
Nebraska fans, I know when I ask for something, it always happens. To be classy, make it a good home court environment. Be loud, do your stuff in the free throws. Try to distract the free throw shooter, but be classy about it. Don't lower yourself down to Iowa standards just because they, were dropping F-bombs all night long. That doesn't mean Nebraska has to do it. That doesn't give them permission. So all I ask for on March 6th is be the best home court, be loud, stand up, cheer hard, and do your thing, but be classy about it. Don't be like, well, Iowa did it, we got to do it too. Don't be like that, Nebraska. Be better than Iowa. Let the team take care of it on the court. And that's all I would request is like make it a great home court environment on March 6th, but don't lower yourself down and don't be like, well, if Iowa could, cuss at our players, we can cuss at their players. Don't do that. It's so unclassy.
Yeah, 100%. And I have good expectations. I don't think our fan base will get classless. I think they'll be loud and rowdy and absolutely have every right to do, because you do want some payback. Like I do want a tone in this game, but I don't want the tone to cross the line, because to your point, Raff, as soon as you drop to the same level, your entire argument's gone. And everyone sounds like a knucklehead for saying how classless Iowa was, because boom, we just did the same thing. So
yeah. I don't lower yourself to that standard.
Yeah, and I don't think fans will be like that way. And obviously, if we beat Iowa, I don't think there's going to be a big court storming or anything. Obviously, it should be expected for us. But yeah, I mean, just to wrap up, on top of like the Fred Hoiberg, I'm sure you saw the angle too, where you got another Iowa fan like getting right up in Price Sanford's girl, asking like, what happened, and that's when the security had to like kind of surround him. But like that is crazy. That like, let's go storm the court, and the first thing to do was not go celebrate with Team Michael. Let's go harass Price Sanford and Fred Hoiberg. And again, that's the entire Iowa fan base. But the collective as a whole, very surprised. And that says a lot, because I know what this rivalry means for both schools, but I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Nope. Yeah. And I also, too, about the thing is, you look back in Nebraska, their defense, they played aggressive with Nebraska and stuff like that. But Nebraska, let's face it, shooting 3-pointers, they had an off night shooting 3-pointers. So you make few changes, you make few extra baskets, Nebraska gets that game. So congratulations, Iowa, you won. We'll see on March 6th. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And on top of that, the officiating stunk. I don't care what you say. Is that the reason why Nebraska lost? Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't make it okay to have bad officiating. And I think that destroyed the rhythm of the game. For Iowa and Nebraska, there was no rhythm ever in that game. It always felt rigid and tight, because the rules felt like they were changing every 5 minutes. And then you get down to the stretch and it's a ticky-tack battle when the entire game has just been mauling each other. And then you get to 5 minutes and it's like, that's a moving screen, rink mast. And then you also got to be aware of who you floppers are.
There was even towards the end of the game, right after we got off the air, they went up a rebound on the defensive side, and 3 guys are jumping up for the ball, and somehow Nebraska gets called for a foul. And I'm just like, you got to let them play. I'm like, there was no over the back. They were 3 of them jumping up in the air. I was just like, you can't change the way you call the game, halfway through the game and be like, okay, well, now everything. And like the blocking call on Mast, I mean, that was the biggest flop ever. And then the 3-point shot, that was another flop. He's trying to draw the foul. It's like, I thought there were rules preventing stuff like that. But like you said, congratulations, Iowa. We'll see you on March 6th. We'll see how the chips fall.
I like our odds. I'll be honest. To your point, Raff, I think the team's going to be fired up. I can't only imagine the frustration of that coming out of that game, knowing that I can't believe we let these guys punk us like that. There's some animosity, and again, I don't think it's gonna be dirty or anything. I think they'll play a clean basketball game, but we're not the only ones looking at our chops for those guys to come back. I know that locker room is probably fired up as well, knowing that's March 6th. They got some business to take care of. Obviously, Penn State up next, but when that game comes around, I expect a lot of fireworks in Nebraska's favor. So we got to throw it to break. Don't go anywhere. This is Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too. Perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Geode Health is now open in Lincoln, bringing high-quality mental health care to the community. Located downtown near Lincoln Central Business District, this is Geode's first location in Nebraska and part of a growing national footprint. Now welcoming patients to work with Dr. Eric Curry, board-certified outpatient psychiatrist specializing in adult mental health care, including treatment for ADHD, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, medication management, and more. Geode is also growing in its Lincoln Care Team, with opportunities for therapists interested in collaborative, patient-centered care. Appointments available now. Visit geodehealth.com. That's GEODE health.com.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for $199 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1007055. Previous service letter. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 6,800 to assignee. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Plus take new retail delivery from the Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names. Plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in segment number 2, Raff's Good Take on Sports. You guys are welcome to join in. We're here till midnight, 402-464-5685. Chris Raff, it's your show, segment number 2. Where do you want to go?
Well, Harrison, I was curious. Have you been saving your money?
I'm trying.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about me and you pooling our money together and trying to buy the Seattle Seahawks?
I can make that work. Let me talk to my accountant. I think I got enough saved up, though. I've been saving my $5 bills in an envelope, so I think I've been doing it long enough that we might be able to cover the cost there. But I hear they're open for sale, so it's worth a conversation. I bet you they'd take our call.
Yeah, it's interesting how this is all played out. So Paul Allen, the former owner of the Seahawks, passed away. Man, it's been 5 years ago now, or in that range. But in his will or his trust or whatever, he had orders that the team needed to be sold, and then all the proceeds are going to go to philanthropy. So, man, if you're a philanthropy up in that Seattle area, or one of his philanthropies they gave money to, you're going to be seeing some serious cash come in, because they're saying this will probably be the highest priced team sold in probably the history of probably pro sports, but NFL, it'll be the highest ever. But it's crazy. It's coming off a Super Bowl, and your team's basically up for sale. And how this is going to play out, I would assume that he has something. The team has to be sold, I'm guessing, to where the new owner cannot flirt with moving the team. It has to stay in the Pacific Northwest, and what kind of rules that will play out for an owner that wants to purchase the Seahawks, because how much he loved the Seahawks, and what he put into that franchise stadium and everything like that. It'll be curious to see how smoothly of a transition it goes, to get the new owner, and which ownership groups or who's interested in buying the Seahawks. Usually you hear a little bit of like noise, like somebody that might be interested, but I really haven't heard of any like potential candidates or groups that are going to pony up and try and buy the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't know who the big names are. Maybe Mark Cuban gets back into the game, because obviously with the Dallas Mavericks, I think he probably left because the NBA he's still making money, but with the certain directions of things, I can't remember his full statement as to why he chose to pull back, but he's got more than enough money. And if you're looking for an easy investment, if you have the money, NFL, like, you make your money back as long as you stay alive long enough for it. Maybe him. I don't know I don't have a list of billionaires that have the funds to do so, but I mean, this is a team who, I say it all the time, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the more beautiful stadiums in the NFL.
Yeah. Yep.
So I wouldn't think about moving it, obviously, because you're set up pretty good there. The fan base is at an all-time high in loyalty. You're coming off your second Super Bowl victory in franchise history. You got your franchise quarterback set in Sam Darnold. You like a lot of the pieces sitting there right with you. If you just have to buy the team, and yes, there's some paperwork and stuff you have to get through, but this isn't like, boy, the owner of the Browns just sold. Who wants to buy the Browns? That has a lot more to it than let's go buy the Seattle Seahawks. Like, they're set up like gravy right now. I think you just have to have the funds to do it.
Yeah, what's also very interesting about that is that he didn't try to bestow the team onto somebody in his family. Like, I believe it's his sister now that's running the Seahawks right now. Yep. And I look back, the Broncos disaster of ownership. Like, Pat Bowlen, he had a vision. He wanted to keep the team in his family, but where he failed was he should have declared, but his kids were a little too young at the time. He should have declared one of them that was going to be the owner, the CEO of the Broncos. And what happened there was you had six kids from 2 marriages, and you had one set of kids that was wanting the team for that side of the family, and the other side, the younger kids wanting a different owner, and they were never able to find any a smooth way of transitioning to one owner of the Broncos, and that's what basically hurt the Broncos and the chances of the Bolin family retaining the Broncos. They just finally agreed to sell it because they were never going to be able to appoint one person to be that owner. So now, thankfully, they've got great ownership with what the Pinner family's doing. But man, I'll tell you what, that is the worst when your team sells and you have no direction. It looks like, Paul Allen has everything. He had everything set how he wants it to be sold. I'm guessing there's a bunch of addendums saying it's got to stay in Seattle. It's got to be this. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. So I think the Seahawks will be in good hands. But now it's just who will pony up the funds. We'll make a run at it. I don't know if we're going to have the funds to get it, but we can try. I don't know if I still can be a Broncos fan and you can still be a Bears fan. But I guess if Tom Brady can do it, we can do it too.
Well, I got some names for you. I'm going to throw them at you. And I'll be honest, looking at these names, I fear. I don't like some of these names on here because some of these people, I see them. I have to choose my words carefully here because I don't want to just say things that aren't necessarily true, but they're not always customer friendly and they're pretty obvious. Steve Ballmer, former CEO of Microsoft and owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. Ballmer still has ties to the Seattle area. He was partnered with hedge fund manager Chris Hansen in an attempt to purchase and move Sacramento Kings to Seattle in 2013. That was blocked by the NBA. He could be a name out there.
Yeah.
Another name, a guy that I definitely don't want to see by it, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. I got my gripes with Amazon and how they operate in their business all the time. And I some of these names scare me because you understand how they've operated and made deals and where profit comes first no matter what. They don't really, I'd be hard-pressed to believe that Jeff Bezos really cares about the Seattle Seahawks or if it's an investment opportunity. Those are the only things I really fear for when I see these names. Like if Bezos buys it, we're just going to have Amazon Prime on the Seattle Seahawks uniforms going forward. No ifs, ands, or buts. They'll find a way to try to squeak that one through, and there's going to be logos on the field. I mean, I think some of these people are going to be a little bit more profit-oriented, obviously, than others, but some of these names stick out a lot more than others. A couple more, and then I'll let you speak on them. Bill Gates, Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, if you want to get crazy. She hops in the mix. And Larry Ellison, and those are probably the ones that really stick out right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. NFL teams have got so crazily priced that you're basically pricing out your football people. Like all those names you mentioned, none of them really stick out to me as maybe Steve Ballmer, owning the Clippers, but the other guys, it's just basically they're going to buy it basically for an investment and say, hey, they're the owner of the Seahawks. But you hope if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, you're wanting an owner that's going to take hands on and be, interested in the team, not just to own it, but to actually take some investment in it. That was the fear of mine when they said the Walmart family was going to purchase the Broncos. So it's like, now, are they just buying it just to have it, or are they going to take a hands-on approach to it? And, so far 2 years in, they're some of the most hands-on owners there is, replacing the turf, twice a year at the field, putting down their own money, their own funds to make the new stadium that they're breaking ground in 2027, that's incredible. So by 2030 or sooner, Denver will be in a new stadium, it's crazy to think that, because I feel like Empower Field just opened, I know it's 2001, but for me, it just feels like a blink. And, they were just opening that stadium, and being that there'll possibly be a new stadium in Denver before 2030, that's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of seats to put in.
I'm surprised by the Broncos. A lot of seats, Chris Raff, as we start at the very beginning. But, Walmart family surprised me. It seems like a good hire right now. I'm always pleased when a billionaire says, you know what? I think I have enough money to do this without the American taxpayer. Like, I know you do, buddy. Like, trust me, you have more than enough money to fund this. You don't need to cushion your assets so much and get your average day Americans to pay for a stadium for a team that they may or may not even care about, but they have to pay for it just because they live in the vicinity. Like, that always drives me crazy. I go on that rant a lot when these conversations come up. So that's why a lot of respect for Broncos ownership, because that's such an easy thing to do. And because you have so much money, you get a little bit of political power in there and a little bit of wiggle room depending on who you've supported in the past. And unfortunately, that's the reality of it. All those names scare me because of that. The only one that, to your point, Bomber, he might be the best bet. Maybe some other names come up, but it's such a tough bracket. Like, there's not a lot of people in that mix. Maybe Elon Musk says, you know what, let me buy the Seattle Seahawks. I have no idea. But at least with Ballmer, he seems like a competitive guy. Competitive to a fault, because he did try to circumvent the NBA salary cap when he was trying to get Kawhi Leonard. But at least he was trying to win, I guess. But that's that. I always kind of feel rough when I'm looking at the options today, because to your point at the very beginning, there's not a lot of suitors. And the suitors that are there are people that sometimes, totally honest, great hard workers, and sometimes people that have made a lot of money with questionable maneuvers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out and which name comes, to the forefront there. And it's like I said again, like being a Seahawks fan, I mean, it's something you're worried about because heck, you say you like the direction of the team. Well, the direction of the team is they're the top of the mountain right now, so you're wanting to keep that train rolling, and you don't want to bring in an owner that doesn't really care and starts cutting corners just to make money. And those fans up there, like the 12s, I mean, they're some of the most loyal, I mean, they turned the Super Bowl, a corporate Super Bowl, into basically a home field just because they're that loyal to their team. So you hope that they get another owner that, respects them as much as the fans respect the franchise.
Well, let's hope that, because Seahawks fans deserve it. I always think that's a really loyal, good fan base. I respect Seattle. I think that family's done really well with that team. And the only thing I don't like is their uniforms with the neon, but hey, that's a personal thing. Otherwise, great ownership and has been. So hopefully the next ownership kind of lives up to that. I know the philanthropists in the Seattle area, they're all winners at the very least, but hopefully the fan base and just that franchise can keep some of that culture and integrity with it. Maybe Jeff Bezos buys it and it works out great and he doesn't make any massive changes. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but another team up for sale. Be interesting to watch. We got to throw it to break. We got one more segment. Raff's Good Take on Sports. 93.7 The Ticket. Talk to you in a bit.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Tired of your furnace running overtime this winter? Let Heartland of Nebraska Windows save the day. Upgrade to stunning, energy-saving triple-pane vinyl windows installed by their team of experts. Every window comes with a lifetime warranty on everything, all for a price you can actually afford. Free estimates, flawless replacements, and peace of mind from a family-owned business you can trust. Don't wait. Call Heartland of Nebraska Windows at 402-430-3852 or visit heartlandofnebraskawindows.com today.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild has has a delicious way for you to enjoy beef brisket. It's our open-faced hot beef sandwich. We start with our grilled Texas toast. Add a scoop of creamy mashed potatoes. Load them up with some tender hog wild beef brisket. And top it off with our tasty brown gravy. It's absolutely delicious. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Hey fellas, let's take a quick time out here. February is American Heart Month, and listen, men are the worst at getting checked out. We'll watch every stat in the league, but ignore the most important one. That's our own heart health. So here's the play. Talk to your doctor about scheduling a quick heart screening at Advanced Medical Imaging. It's fast, it's easy, and it could save your life. Your family needs you around a lot more than your fantasy team does. Make the call, get the checkup, take care of your heart at Advanced Medical Imaging.
I'm Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite. So the Nebraska Lottery has asked me to talk about the Cash Blast promotion. Until March 24th, buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. If you're winning vouchers from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. So when can I explode the dynamite?
No dynamite in the studio, Dr. Nobel.
How about a cherry bomb?
No.
Sparkler?
Sorry.
2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Just got new tires put on my car today. You did? I didn't see you leave the office. I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off and they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports. Time for Raff's Good Take on Life right here on 93.7 Ticket, ticketfm.com. You guys are always welcome to join in. 402-464-5685. Chris Raff, what do you got for us tonight on a pretty beautiful Wednesday? At least I like it.
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take. It's another birthday. It goes out to Mr. Jay Foreman. It is Jay's birthday today. Just an amazing person. I love Jay so much just because he tells you the truth. He doesn't candy coat anything. He is direct. That's the best quality about Jay. Does so much for the community. He's had the Foreman Foundation. Just everything that he does. Just a great friend. Just an honor to call him a brother. Just one of the best guys out there. So Jay, I hope you have a great birthday. You are Raff's Good Take.
Yeah, that's a good one. He was one of the guys that's more intimidating on face value than he is in person. Like, what's the actual? I'll be honest. First time I got here, it's oh boy, I better have my I's dotted and my T's crossed because you have a guy like that who's done it at college, who's a big name in college, then went on to the NFL and had a very successful career in the NFL. His dad's freaking Chuck Foreman, like it's in his blood. Like he is a football guy. He knows it. He breathed it. And, I don't want to be some no-show. Like a guy comes in here and is like, what's this Yahoo doing? But you meet Jay Foreman. He is one of the nicer guys you'll meet. He's really good with the fans that actually interact with him. And, to your point, he's pretty straight up. He doesn't sugarcoat a whole lot of things. And that's kind of my favorite type of media to listen to is people that are just pretty direct with how they feel. And he doesn't, ever go over the line or he doesn't ever like shy away. He stays like pretty level on everything. And you can hear it in a lot of the post games. Listen, when Huskers lose, it sucks. No one likes it when Huskers take a loss in a game, but Jay Foreman, you can tell he's done enough of this stuff that he knows how to break through it without getting into the emotions of, let's just sit here and have a pity party or sit here and throw a bunch of confetti. He'll go into the details with everything. So yeah, that's a great one. Shout out Jay Foreman. Shout out another birthday that I missed, Chris Raff. Good job. How are you so on top of all the birthdays? Your calendar's just got to be loaded with every person you've ever come across birthday on there.
I do what I can. Plus, when you got the Ralph's Good Take to give out every night, you have to do your homework and make sure you find your birthdays of those people that are instrumental, not just with me, but in the community of Lincoln and in the surrounding state of Nebraska and all the good things, and I give a lot of credit to Mr. Pete Ferguson too. He always sends me people that are like, hey, you need to take a look at them for Ralph's Good Take. So if you're out there listening, you want to text in, you want to call, feel free to, let us know. And I will be sure to give them their flowers, stuff like that. Also, Harrison, I got to let you know, we got a new listener in New York City. So boom, look at us go.
Pull that one off.
Well, in my other career, where I do a little driving during the day, I spread the word of Ralph's Good Take on sports and 93.7 The Ticket. So, hey, it happens. So we've got another listener. So New York.
We're nationwide, baby. Ralph's Good Take on sports, 93.7 The Ticket. That is Chris Raff. Appreciate him as always. We'll keep it rolling. Good morning, Pearsonell up next.
At Parkview Animal Hospital,